Canyon Kitchen.
Ciao tutti.
I'm excited today, Margo, because
I know.
we're making my childhood favorite vegan scalloped potatoes. This was one of my mom's specialties, and whenever she asked me what she could make me when I come home for a visit,
The request is always the same?
it was this. It's my favorite dish, and it's usually not found vegan, although now you can find anything vegan.
Yeah.
But this one is extra delicious, and I've never seen a recipe like this out there.
For how simple it is and how few ingredients, it is incredibly flavorful.
It's rich and delicious and creamy, and that adding the flour into it, you'll see it makes it all like thick and gravy-like. It's really good. So let's get started. We're going to build it.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect. Let's get
You
to
layer
layering.
some onions. Do you want to use this spoon?
Sure, why not?
And then I'll use, and then I think for the potatoes, let's just use our hand.
Yeah.
And we used about an onion and a half because we love onions.
Yeah.
We pre-cook them because it just adds a little flavor if you cook them first. And I just literally just cooked them in a little veggie broth. That's good.
Perfect.
Okay, now let's get a nice layer. You do your left half since
Uh-huh.
you're a lefty.
Yep. Gotta be
adapt.
left-hand friendly.
There was no choice on who stood on what side of the counter here. I cut these in the food processor, and I would say about 1/8 of an inch
Yeah.
thick, because you don't want them too thin, but you
Don't
want,
need this turning into mashed potatoes.
No. You can make these without the fat, but this is a dish that I honestly really feel like it needs it.
Yeah.
It adds so much to the flavor of it. This is actually cashew milk that we added a tablespoon of bouillon.
Yeah.
Like you can do a bouillon cube, but I happen to use the bouillon paste. So it's literally cashew, I would say it's cashew creamy milk. Finger licking good. I love those onions. I know a lot of people, they put garlic in or they do cheese, but that's not the recipe.
Well, that's not Phyllis's recipe.
No, I learned to love. So, okay, let's get
do
some
it.
more potatoes on there. And often it's good to bake covered, but we're going to put it in first for a while, then probably cover it, as long as this is all mixed in.
Yeah, I went a little heavy on the flour on that.
No, but it's because it's on the top. You did good. Believe me, you won't regret that.
It's
you
the
have-
right side, you know?
And I think just to make it beautiful,
Yeah.
I just want to lay them on.
Yeah. Maybe a tad more.
And this one is the oregano, and it's
Oh,
all
oregano we
from the
did.
garden.
Yeah.
Oh, that
fresh
looks-
picked.
How beautiful.
Gorge.
Excellent. Okay,
Cool.
so now we
Let's get
pop
to
it in
baking.
the oven.
Cool.
So I'm going to pop it like this and then cover it in about 30 minutes.
had to decide on your very last meal, what would that be?
Oh, wow. I've thought about that, actually.
Yeah?
I have thought about that. I used to always say, and I would still include this, the only difference now is I've experienced so many delicious recipes and meals that I would
You gotta choose one.
So I'm gonna have a big meal, an appetizer, a dessert, the whole shebang.
Okay, 5 course.
So probably for my appetizer, I would do our spring rolls with peanut sauce because I love those so much.
Oh my God.
And there was a point I was really addicted to those. I would drive to Silver Lake just to go get it from this place. I love them so much. So that would be my appetizer. And then the other thing that I've always said is tostones with guacamole on the top.
With guacamole?
Yeah.
Okay, I know what tostones are, but for those, for whoever out there doesn't know what tostones are.
Okay, it's a Cuban and Puerto Rican, and since I have a Puerto Rican blood, they're plantain bananas, which are the bananas that you can't eat raw. And they can go anywhere from black to green, and when you cook them black, their taste totally different than when they're green. A tostone is when they're green, and you cut them and you fry them. Sadly, they're fried, but you know, I don't have them. I now put them in my air fryer with just a little spray of oil. But anyway, you fry them traditionally, and then you take them out after they're kind of golden, and you smash them and fry them again, and then salt.
Okay, so there's a double fry process.
Yeah, and then you add the salt, so they're like crispy, and they don't taste like potatoes, but they're kind of like a banana potato.
Yes. Ooh.
And then you take your homemade
guacamole though, yeah.
on the top, and imagine a layer of those. That's how. So that would definitely be one because I love those so much. And then I think the other dish that I would have to have is my sourdough bread. It has to be the one we make because I love it so much. It's so sour and so delicious. With our homemade pizza sauce on it, with a slice of the farmer's market tomato. It's either a Cherokee or a pineapple one. With the Miyoko's mozzarella, little sprinkle of the chunks of their cheese and the fresh basil leaves, and I put it in the broiler. And we have that.
We have it most days of the week for lunch.
We love it so
It's really
much.
that good.
And we keep worrying the tomatoes are going to get out of season, so
let's
have it again today. Let's have it again today. But there's so many things, and maybe my dessert would have to be, I'm not a cake person, but as a kid I loved German chocolate cake because it had that coconutty pecan frosting. So, but I also loved our apple crumble so much. That was really good. So that would be a hard one. I'd have to think on that a little longer. So I'm not going to commit to that yet.
Wow, that was a lot more than I knew I was getting, but good answer.
At least you know of those recipes.
Good answer.
Thanks.